Hey, hello everyone. Today I want to show you how to use repeated test correctly. So let's start from creating test class. Let's call it repeated test. Okay, repeated example test. Because we can't name it with annotation name. It will be unambitious to JUnit 5. So let's create repeated test. And it's our main annotation to run test repeatedly. Yeah. So here you can specify value and it's account how much you want to run your tests. For example, I want to run it 5 times, so let me print something like hello. Yeah. So if you will start and try to see that we see repetition 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc. Yeah. And we have 5 similar tests that were executed with similar inputs. Yeah. So you can inject parameters in this test, for example, not for example, it's only one possible way. You can inject repetition info. It's predefined in JUnit API, so you can take here useful information. For example, like current repetition, get failure threshold, get total repetitions, or get failure count, something like that. Yeah, and I want to check, for example, total repetitions here, and let me create assertion cert equals that our repetition info get total repetitions equals to 5. So let's start. Yeah, and we see that each of these tests was successful. Yeah, if we will change to 3, for example, make it red or never happened, we can say something like this. Yeah, so great. Let me create another one test, and I want to show you another useful annotation. You can create your own pattern how you want to display your each invocation of your repeated test. For example, I want to show only repetition, current repetition, execute something like that. Yeah, let me call test 1 and let's run this test, and you see that something bad happened. Let me check. Yeah, and you see that repetition 1 executed, repetition 2 executed, and repetition 3 executed. It can be useful and it can increase readability and maintenance of your make more easy maintenance of your test suite. Okay, and the last one annotation is failure threshold. Let me show you. For example, specify value as 5 repetitions. I will skip name for this time. And let me show you failure threshold is still experimental feature, and it was added in the last library, in the last version of library of JUnit. So how does it work? For example, you can specify 2, and it means that if you counter 2 errors, 2 exceptions, 2 failures in your tests, another invocations will not be executed, and it can be really useful in such cases. For example, let's inject repetition info here, and let's do something like this. For example, if repetition info get current repetition is even, then assertions fail. Let's fail our test, yeah? And in other case, assertions assert true, true. Something like that, yeah? Let's start. And you see that we invoked successfully 2 tests, odd, and events were failed, and one, the last one, was ignored. Why? Because we specified threshold that we don't need to run other tests, and it can be really useful because it can save your time. And, when you save your time, we are busy, we are developers, so it can be really useful. So it's everything that I wanted to show you, but I've prepared for you one interesting example that can be really useful. Maybe you can ask yourself, where can I use this repeated test? and how it can be useful in your on daily basis work. It's very useful to define flaky test first of all. It's very useful when you try to test something method with random or with dates. So let me show you. I've prepared example. I've created simple interface annotation here, random UUID. I've enabled extension random param resolver here, and I specify that retention policy is runtime and target is method. And what this random parameter resolver does. First of all, it only works when parameter is equal to UUID class, and when it's defined that we want to inject this UUID class, then we return random value. And let me show you test example. Yeah, here I specify repeated test. Here I specify something random with random. Of course, you can do it without annotation, but I think that it's a convenient way and more readable, and it's declarative approach. So I think that it's very important to keep your code readable. So and you see that we expect here 4 because your UID has such format when we have 4 dashes inside it. Okay, let's run and check. Yeah, and we see that each of these indications works as expected. So I think that it was useful for you, and I hope it helps. So thanks a lot. Please subscribe to my channel, place likes or something like that. Thanks a lot for your watching. Bye.